I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, great one. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
All right, this is important to understand, boys. Because you say, well, why would the Democrat Party hate men? That doesn't make sense. There's men in the Democrat Party. Okay, listen to me. James Carville was lamenting that the Democrats have lost the male vote, and particularly the Democrats didn't bother going to the rural areas. And there, I think there's a very conscious, malicious hatred among many Democrats against rural America and men. I do believe there's an actual hatred, particularly if you look at it from an angle like the white man. Oh, he's the boogeyman. He's the oppressor. They're the colonizers. There's people thoroughly indoctrinated. You know, when you come up with the ideas of Yakub, look it up. Yes, that is a blind program, bigoted hatred. But something I'm talking about here, something a little bit more nuanced, and it's kind of the thing. It's kind of the point of when the end result is the same. What do you care how we got here? Kind of deal, right? And there's basically two origins of where the Democrat Party effectively hates men. Right? First, there's the policy angle. All right. If it's kind of like having kids, you got to treat them all equally. And going up to you, well, I gave your sister $1 million, but that doesn't mean I don't love you, right? But tell that to like a 4-year-old kid, your sister gets $1 million and you don't. I know it's an extreme example, but to the 4-year-old child, how can they differentiate that between hate and indifference, right? And maybe the parents really fucked up in the head. Maybe they're like, well, I still love my son, but I'm going to give my daughter $1 million. Well, that's bias. That's bigotry. That's discrimination. It's wrong. And again, I know you Democrats don't care about men because they have all the power and privilege in the world. There's no such thing as poor men or men who worked hard, men who come from disadvantaged homes. It's just we're out there daily oppressing the Huaman folk. But it's actual law to discriminate against men. Like DEI and affirmative action is fine. You got preferential treatment for women with scholarships. This isn't law or rules, but the constant celebration. I think that reached a fevered pitch last year. I think, or 2 years ago. I think we got peak girl boss. I think peak girl boss was when those girls, when interest rates were 2.5%, did a day in the life of a Twitter account manager or whatever. And always the constant celebration. Always. One might say the family courts are a little unfair. Maybe. The divorce laws are probably modernly very unfair. And then you got things like quotas as well. All that. There is no clear example of a parent having a favorite child than what's happening in the United States right now between boys and girls or women and men, whatever age group. There's no clear instance of that. I mean, for God's sake, every movie, some girl boss, women, great, celebrating women all the time. And then you throw in the context that you boys are oppressing the girls and women are oppressed, and we're going to stick it to you boys. It's a very adversarial environment. Teachers, parents, politicians, corporate executives has painted it. And you cannot, and you could always do but I still love my son. No, effectively at the end of the day, tell me what the difference would be between someone who's indifferent towards you. They just want to give preferential treatment to one group of people and someone that hates you. The laws are still against you, right? You can't be for one group of people and then not be for the other group of people. About the only thing you say, well, we're not rounding you up and shooting you. I suppose you're not. You're right. You're not rounding us up and shooting us. You're discriminating against us and leaving us alone. I suppose you're right. You aren't you are taking our money to fund things that disproportionately help other groups of people. You are. But then I was just thinking about in terms of like more contract and employment law. But now I think about it, boy, you really do love importing immigration and labor here that drives men's wages down. Oh, you'll love men as long as they're not American men, as long as they're not domestic men, which is now, if we continue on with the family analogy, like inviting some kid from a different family and giving them more preferential treatment, or saying, hey, you give them your toys, right? You're right. Maybe the origin doesn't come from hate. Maybe altruistically, they just really, really, really want to help girls close the wage gap. Maybe at the end of the day, it is biased treatment and it looks like hate. So what are they? Let me ask you this, guys. I know you young boys because you were told to vote Democrat. When's the last time the Democrats helped boys? Especially younger guys. Like, we got to get these boys. They're starting to talk about, oh my God, boys aren't spending $80,000 a year in college. We Democrats need you to start giving us that tuition money. Don't you know we're losing out? Hey, boys are starting to fall behind. Oh, I wonder why that is. Let's talk about it for 5 years on the talkie talk shows and the news media. Just I don't know what's going on. We don't have enough government money. I don't know. Could you stop importing labor and let us have wages that go up? Oh, we're going to outsource jobs overseas. Gee, I can't imagine why men feel like they're treated like. I can't imagine why they're not showing up. I can't imagine why the labor force participation rate is going down. The other one, and aside from the blatant, obvious, genuine hatred, you're male, you're disgusting, I hate men because they had bad experiences with men, and all men must suffer by proxy. Aside from that actual hate, then there is, and I would say this is more of an authentic version of hate. It's the classic Marxist. There's the oppressed and the oppressor. If you don't know about Marxist doctrine or philosophy, you always have to put things in terms of the oppressed and the oppressor, because Marx was a whiny fucking little bitch. That's what he was. And here, I'm sure you boys are kind of aware of this. This is where you have, beforehand, it was like the policy angle, but we want to help out group X at the expense of group Y. Here you have group A is the oppressor and group B is the oppressed. And this is where your feminism comes in, where women are the victim of men. And I'm sure not you young boys who are not so young, you probably have heard this, that you are oppressing women. You have institutional privilege, or you have male privilege, or the systemic discrimination against the poor women. And you rat bastard men are misogynist without knowing it. And that's why, that's where because here, if you girls believe it, you actually do get pissed off at these guys. You actually do start viewing them as the enemy. And here it's where a lot of feminists, I'm not all, I'm sure some feminists don't hate men, but where I'd say damn near, if I had to guess, I'd say 80% of feminists actually hate men. I think 80% of feminists, not like your teeny poppy, oh yeah, I'm a feminist, yeah, I'm for equal treatment. I'm not talking that. I'm talking to types like, I am a feminist. Yes, you more or less are a group of people that hate men, because it is so inculcated and ensconced in that us, them, oppressed, oppressor narrative. And look at all the data and propaganda they fed these poor girls their entire lives. Like the wage gap and the earnings gap. It's like, oh, why don't girls work more and just major in engineering? Shut up. Well, don't you want to help out women? That would help out women. That would really make their lives a lot easier. Shut the fuck up, you dirty pig. Well, no, because right now, if they follow feminist advice, follow hard money, follow, they get destroyed financially paying leftist teachers and professors, like 120,000 in student tuition and fees and all that. And then you guys give them this worthless degree that they can't work. And then they're poor. Wouldn't, if we were true feminists, we kind of want to get women to become accountants. Shut up, you dirty fucking pig. Okay, so you don't want to help women? No, you're just oppressing us so much we can't overcome it. Oh. And depending age group, where you went to college, surprise, you guys can like, oh my God, did you know do you remember the stat? College educated white women are like 40 points against Trump compared to other groups of people. It's like, college tell you, unless you're going strictly STEM or like, something where they just focus on academics, like say the School of Mines or something like that. Average girls, 85% of them major in the liberal arts or social sciences. There's no real empiricism or math or skill being taught there. It's mostly propaganda and touchy feel good bullshit. Surprise, they come out under the feminist narratives that men are the enemy and they need to be punished and they've been oppressing women this entire time. And oh my, I mean, think about, give you another view. The male sex drive. You get the feeling they definitely want to shame it. That's been going on forever. Oh, she's not attractive. She's overweight. You're so shallow. Shut the fuck up. That's we're ushering in the new era of called shut the fuck up. We men will like what we've continued to like the entire time. But it's shallow. But then the intense hatred if you like want to have sex. It's like, hey, you want to go out sometime? And now there are sometimes legal consequences depending on the country you're in and what they've outlawed. But certainly there are social legal consequences. Like you ask a girl out at work, oh, that's done. I am not endorsing harassing people. I'm not endorsing spiking people's drinks. I'm talking innocent joke. Is drunk, wants to ask Amy for a kiss at a bar, heaven forbid. Maybe not the most diplomatic of approaches, but man, that's you're oppressing me. It's like, no, he just wants to kiss you. Well, probably wants to do a little bit more too. But that being said, I'm confused. Is that a criminal act? Is that no? We all got to be perfectly scripted like movie actors. Okay. But getting back to my point, men's natural sexual interest in women, that's viewed as an offense, right? What's been keeping the human race going along this entire time in modern times, that's viewed as oppression or objectification or something bad. That's an offensive gesture, not a flattering. Like, okay, handful of times I got my junk grabbed by ladies that were way too old for me to even contemplate. And you know what I did? I was flattered that old Grandma Tilly thought I was the bee's knees. Okay, but I he almost laughed at it. Like, really? Oh God, no! We gotta round up and go. I'm not endorsing. I am not saying to grab people's junk. I'm not. I'm pointing out that probably that would be an offense. Yeah, that you probably want to get that person off the street. I'm interested in how men are just like, yeah, Grandma Tilly patting me in the ass. Like, all right. Oh. But yes, the fact men are interested in women and that interest is eerily, not eerily. That interest and it's concerning that an increasing amount of innocent expressions of that interest is starting to be considered offensive, insulting, bordering a fireable offense or somehow a social crime. And on other instances, an actual legal crime like wolf whistling in France, I believe, is now a punishable offense. Staring, did that pass in the United Kingdom? Staring is an offense now. You see what I'm saying? Like, huh? Okay, well, where'd that come from? Well, I think it's come from the victim oppressor narrative through Marxism with tits, which is called feminism. How does we don't care? Everything's offensive. We say it's always offensive. We don't care anymore. Go watch Joker's video on apathy. I'm gonna do my own apathy video. I think that we've achieved that milestone. Guys are just like dropping the fuck out. Anyway, but when you get this victimhood angle and you have that emotion and we're oppressed by you and you're the enemy, you're bad, that's hate. That's hate. And that's squarely the feminists are not in the Republican camp. That is squarely the Democrat camp. And then, yeah, generally, I think there is just that's all general. You're oppressed, men are bad, which you get in the schools and the media and all that. I think there is some general not unbiased, unconscious hatred, just like a visceral, maybe not I'm gonna wake up and start, hurting people type of hatred. But like a low level, yeah. I think part of the soul, some of the more fringe elements of the Democrats, although you could say that of any political party, they do have a classic hatred of men. Now, whether it's unconscious as just through policy has the effect of hatred and bias, whether it's more philosophical and propaganda or legit 100%, it doesn't matter. It's just for you boys, when you go forward and you want to start looking at politics and all this, no, your traits should not matter. They absolutely should not matter, no matter which political party is trying to sell you their platform. But you go look at which party is really obsessed about gender, right? You go look, and then you look at who the oppressor and who the oppressed are. Or you could do that for any trait. Guarantee it's going to be the leftists because they're Marxists. They need to split and divide one group against the other and tell the other group, we'll save you from group B. But unfortunately for you boys, you are the oppressor group. When it comes to the trait of sex or gender, men are the bad guys. Okay? You're the bad guys. And the not men, whether that's women or asexual or whatever, they're the good guys. Right? And that's the go watch it, go look at it. And it's so ingrained now to the Democrat Party to divide Americans based on traits and pit one against the other. They can't give that up. And you're never going to see the Democrat Party, at least in my lifetime, they might turn around where you say, oh shit, we ought to treat men nice, or men got a problem, or what are men's, and you'll never hear Democrats express interest in men's issues or problems. I would like to get to the point we don't worry about men's or women's issues or problems. It's just like, what are the American people doing? Let's do what's good for everyone. But you watch which party really has a hate boner for men, really is really upset that you boys are doing something. You're like, I just got here. I got my first pube last week. I haven't oppressed anyone. I was thinking about asking Susie to the sock hop, but I'm nervous. It's because you printed the picture and you dared ask it. It's like, well, lady. It's not the Republicans. Hey, by the way, all you low IQ people, they're the same thing. Are they really? Are they really? How's that working out for you? Well, so you vote for the same thing. Look at the edgy take of the fence sitter. Look at this guy over here. No, the Republicans were not the ones burning the buildings down. I'll tell you that right now. All right. There you go. Let's go to the super chats. We got a couple. Emmanuel Obang, $5. Okay, that's it. I'm changing my gender. That'll show the patriarchy. Touch P now. Oh, wait, it's gone. So TFM was not wrong. And depending on how much DEI and this EHG stuff is rolled. No, wait, now you just changed your picture. Is that you? What are you looking all dapper over there like James Bond for? Depending on how far back they roll back the DEI and all this, TFM was right. Like if your state allowed it, I'm thinking like, yeah, you should just change it on the driver's license that you're female. And I don't think the cultural zeitgeist and opinion of the American people has changed. There still is ensconced with, because this is why they're renaming it DEI to bridge or simple or some other dumb acronym. They still want to give preferential treatment to groups of people because it's basically a form of free money. Oh, you're trait X. Oh, well, trait X is oppressed. Here's lower standards and free money. So now everyone wants. This is why you see an increasing number of men claim. Oh, white men. Sorry, white men say I got a mental disorder. I have a disability because you're white, you're male, and you're straight. You're not part. Oh, you got a mental disability. Oh, yeah. Well, here's the lower standards and free. Give me that. And so he's not wrong. Like if you identify as a woman, you change your ID, but not your life. Obviously not. No, you don't. You don't cut things off, and you're just going like, yeah, I identify as a woman. And then these HR gals will, oh, you do? Oh my god, okay. And then you just go to the meetings like, no, I'm a woman, and be dead serious about it. No, I'm a woman. I just don't dress like because I don't see a reason to cause drama at the office. That's my personal life. That's what I do at home. Here, I come in and I do the job. You want to sit on a committee? You want to be a president CEO? You want some money? Huh? Meg Dumper, $5. Fish in sea or in sewer. Go overseas. Difference will blow your mind. Night and day difference. If you have your shit together, you can easily find quality, friendly women. Yep. Meg Dumper, $5. Dating here. Where are you? Not worth time, energy. Oh, in the U.S., energy or expenditure going overseas boosts 2 to 3 points. 10 attractiveness. Women are fun and pleasant to be around. I keep in mind you do know why that is, because they are hoping that you will take them back to the United States. It's also because you have money. Let's be real about that. But Better Bachelor, when he went over, yeah, the girls would show up on dates. We were talking about that on the show the other day. I asked about punctuality. He was never stood up. They would show up. That right there, I would just say more mature behavior. Forget the sex, forget the romance. Are you going to show up? That's it. Are you going to do what you said you're going to do? And yeah, he had a great time. He enjoyed they were very pleasant company. Glorfindel, $2. White men for Kamala was a facade. Yeah, did you see the white guys for Kamala? Dude, that shows you how desperate they were at the end. Where, frankly, the Democrat Party has treated white men like shit for, I'm going to say the 90s. What is that, 3 decades now? You've treated they've been your punching bag for quite some time because we're the cause of all problems. We've been the scapegoat for everything. And they realize, oh, shit, they're like 36% of the voting population? Oh, crap. Damn it, they're still the majority of the population. Oh, fuck, I hate those guys. Hey, fellow white guys. Wasn't it like some blue collar? I'm a white guy. I'm a white guy. Oh, the cringe. Drew, $2. Yep, it's why I'll never go to a college campus. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine why boys in general, white or not, just a Scooby-Doo mystery why men don't go there. You made it abundantly clear you hate. I mean, that's like that's the lion's den. That's the bee's nest where the misandry exists. Is college campuses. Holy shit. Doc Holliday, $5. Just be like Barf from Spaceballs. Be your own best friend. You can't stand yourself up on a date or ask for a divorce. God, it's been ages since I saw Spaceballs. It's a long time ago. All right, there you go. Democrats, you may go ahead and go explain in the comments section why this isn't true. I'd love to see you flail about. Go ahead. We got David Hogue. See, he's a guy. No, David Hogue is not a man. He's not a man. All right, that's it. See you guys later. Toodles.